John here, Shoreline Fishing, and it is Father's Day. Yay! So, this is going to be a special video for me personally. I'm going to be fishing here at the river, and going to be fishing with a silver Meps 3. I'll show you in a minute. But I'm going to be dedicating this one to my father. I'm going to share a few memories I have of him. Alright, let's fish. Here's the silver Meps 3 that I'm going to be fishing with. But here's the first memory that I can think of with my dad. And that is going to Santa Claus Village with him. Well, and my mom. And he got offered a job there. And thinking back, all I can think of now is seeing my dad. He didn't take the job, by the way, but in my mind, seeing my dad, plaid shirt, jogging pants, driving a red Mustang instead of a red sleigh, and instead of 12 reindeer, magic reindeer, he will have 12 magic northern pike. And he will have a red-nosed muskie leading. So, yeah, that was my first memory, and I've got quite a few more, but I'm going to go to a different location and change things up. Let's go. Here's a nice little porch, and like I said, I did move. I just had a hankering to go to this place, really. This is where me and my dad and Uncle Wayne used to launch our boat. I've mentioned it in a few videos, but the memories I have here alone, I couldn't even really tell you any of them. There's so many of them. One thing is that every time we came here, my dad used to say, back when he was a teenager, him and my mom used to swim in this thing when it was cleaner. And yeah. So I'm going to finish off fishing this worm. There's a lot of duckweed here. Lots of fish, but I'm just having a hard time getting past the duckweed. But I want to share a memory that I know my wife will giggle. I don't know what my mom's reaction will be. Probably a smile. I'm hoping a smile. But when I was a kid living in, I want to say I was living in Keswick. Me and my dad used to enjoy eating chips. Actually, yeah, it was a New Market because we were in the basement. Anyway, there was bubbles in the chips. Lots of chips have those bubbles. So my dad looked at me, I was really young, and said, "You want to know what those things are on your chip?" I apparently just gave him kind of like a, "What are you talking about, Dad? They're just chips." Well, he said, "They're boobies." So apparently I just started saying, "Boobies, boobies," and my dad's like, "Don't let your mom hear you say that. Boobies, boobies." Black fly just bit me. And to this day, I still say boobies, boobies. So that's just make you smile, a geeky little memory. Dang. So I changed locations once again. I may change one more time, I don't know yet. But here's another memory for you. And this is more about what children's perspective of what their dads tell them, or even parents tell them. And my dad wanted me to be Champ, his little Champ, really badly. But I never really liked being called Champ. Never really understood why, but never liked being called Champ. So he's like, okay. He explained to me what a champ is and all that. But he respected that. So I guess years later, I was a young teenager. And I said, hey, let's revisit the champ thing. So he called me a champ, and I didn't like it. Told him, he respected it. And years after he passed, I realized why I didn't really like champ. I guess I was watching a TV show. I can't really remember what show it was, whatever. But somebody was called Chump. Hey, you chump. And that clued in for me. That every time I heard my dad call me Champ, even though that's a good thing, I was hearing Chump. I wouldn't call it a regret. I don't really believe in regrets, and that's not a joke. I really don't believe in regrets. You can't change. So why bother regretting it? But one thing that I wish I could do is go back and say, hey, Dad, I figured out why I didn't like Champ. And I know that it wasn't an insult. I know you didn't mean it that way, but I heard chump in my head. Not saying that you sounded like you were saying chump, but that's what I heard in my head. Children's perspective. This fish. I'm not even getting any real nibbles here, so I've decided that I'm going to go to one last spot. I know it's going to be busy there, but this is for you, Dad. Let's go travel then fish. So I've decided to finish my fishing trip here in Sutton. I know it's probably going to be really busy, but this is for you, Dad. So I'm going to throw in a memory. And of course, there's so many memories. I'm just trying to figure out which one I want to share, honestly. Like, of course, I remember my dad being the strongest dad in the whole entire world, all that kind of stuff. But one thing is that he never really had many sayings. He was more of a do what I do and lead by example. That's it, lead by example. And what he taught me with that is respect is a four-letter word, and that's love, L-O-V-E. So I'll decide on a couple more memories, and let's fish. A little sunfish. So this is the setup I'm fishing. Back to the spot, and I've made it a I've decided to go with a smaller jig for smaller fish, and let's see how many perch we can catch. Maybe some sunfish. Let's fish. Here's a baby sunfish. Get me back into the water. So here's another memory. Not sure if you call it memory or more of a lesson. Either way, he taught me how to respect women and how to be romantic. He wasn't really a big dinner person, but he's the kind of person, or candlelight dinners, but he was the kind of person who would take us to, like, the zoo, so my mom could get out of the house. Take us to Sudbury or Niagara. I know he enjoyed, but those trips were long, probably very boring to drive, and he did it without complaining. That I can remember complaining. And I think he really enjoyed, especially seeing us enjoying time. And I like to think that I'm that kind of very romantic person. More of bringing home supper unexpectedly. I remember one time he went into a ditch trying to get a flower and he fell in, but he still got the flower and he brought the flower back. And just those kind of things are what make a man, not the money you make or the friends you know. It's what you're willing to do for your family. This is what summer fishing is all about, the little teensy baby fish, which doesn't sound like fun, but you want to know how hard these things are to actually hook? They're easy to find, but hard to hook. So when you catch a small fish like that, even though it looks like, oh look, it's just a small little fish, think of it. Look how small that mouth is. How are you going to hook that? Over exaggerating, of course, but it took me like half hour to get all the duckweed off of this fish after I caught him. Well, have fun, sunfish. This is exactly what I meant by last fish. There is a fish in there. Let me uncover him and show you. Unwrapped my seaweed gift and I got a baby sunfish. Grow up nice and big, little guy. So, caught myself another pumpkin seed, put him back, and I'll tell you another story. Now, again, I can't really tell you how many times we've went fishing, how many pike we've caught, but I remember the first pike I ever caught. It was a big one. My dad went to gaff it with a gaff hook, and he lost the gaff hook. He was so determined to grab that fish that he actually lost 2 gaff hooks, and we ended up using the net to get him in. Just a nice little memory. Something my dad always used to say was, there's a bait fish, but they are hard to catch, believe it or not. Yes, these fish are small, but imagine, you're fighting this little fish, but you're also fighting all that. Every one I've caught have been full of also carrying a whole bunch of weeds, which make them feel so much heavier. And to get those things hooked, it's definitely worth it. So here's another memory. I think it was 92. Those sport fans will be able to correct me if I'm wrong. But second Jays World Series, back to back. My dad said, oh, they're not going to win it. They're going to lose it. Mitchell is on the mound. We'll wait for the next game. But I told my dad, no, Ricky Henderson's going to get on base and Joe's going to hit a home run. What happens? Well, Ricky Henderson sitting on second, distracting Williams, and Joe hit the home run to win the game. Second back-to-back, oh, not second back-to-back, that's 4 in a row, but back-to-back World Series champions. There's a memory for you. Believe it or not, I did catch a bowfin. It was a big bowfin, but as I was grabbing my phone, it jumped out. Maybe I'll catch him again. I highly doubt it. But everybody else in here saw it, and just my luck, I dropped it. So maybe I can catch him again. Let's hope so. By the way, that was my first bowfin. Well, I'm running out of energy. I really want to catch another bowfin for you guys to see a bowfin, but not that lucky for that. But that was my first bowfin, and I wanted to, like, I do wish I could show you guys the bowfin, but I really did catch it. It was a big one, and lots of fun. I had lots of fun today. I hope you had fun reliving some of my favorite memories of my dad, and this is for you, Dad. Miss ya. Bye.